Alright, this is our scene that we have so far. Earth, the moon, and the sun. And we started from basic text, basic materials as placeholders and using just primitives. And we did a little bit of material stuff. There are two more things I want to change in the scene. One is I'm not so happy with the skybox, and then the other thing is the light. I want to deal a little bit with the light just to make it slightly more interesting and more, maybe not necessarily more realistic, but more interesting looking. So let us deal with the background first. So I got this stars map here also based on NASA information, and we're gonna just grab that as before, that texture, and put it into our Unity textures. Now I want to quickly create a material from it, so I'm going to drag and drop it on my sun, but I'm quickly going to change it back to this being the sun. Now I actually have the material here. It is the stars material, and I'm going to make it a skybox. So I want to change the rendering to skybox, and this is kind of like in panoramic format. And we are going to apply this via window rendering lighting. Gives us a few more options here regarding the lighting settings, and we're going to environment, and we're going to swap out this default skybox with our stars. And there we go. And very interesting looking scene now, right? We got a few stars there now, and this is kind of like what we want. All right, looking back at our scene here, the last thing I'm going to change is the light. So directional light, the position of the light doesn't really matter. So maybe you feel like, well, we nested the moon in the earth, we could just take the light and nest it in the sun, but that would really just adjust the position. Really doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything to the light. The angle, the rotation matters a lot. So we can bring it up or down. So we kind of like want to match it. We kind of like want to have it at 0, I guess, because we want it to be coming out of the sun. And then we're gonna rotate around the y-axis to have it really shine out of the sun, and you can see a little bit what that does, but we're just gonna have it at 0. So I'm kind of like really resetting it. And then I finally want to adjust a little bit the intensity here. So I'm wondering how crazy we should be. I mean, the sun, we want the sun to be really like a glowing fireball. Okay, cool. But now we need to adjust these materials here. So the material of the earth, maybe do the smoothness around 50 and also give it some metalness, so around 0.5, something like this. And then I'm not so happy with the moon right now. So it looks a little bit too shiny, and it's interesting that where the light would actually be, we don't actually have the light right now, because we want to we want to look at this 3D scene. We're going to just create this 3D scene. It's not a VR experience yet, so we're going to have this initially, at least this angle here of our camera, and so that's all what I'm paying attention to at the moment. And we are going to adjust also the metalness of the moon, and we're gonna just make that a full 1 and reduce the smoothness, so it'll look kind of like interesting. Now we can see these objects from the perspective of our main camera. You could do some final adjustments if you feel like, no, I want to maybe move the camera, choose a little bit more interesting location, maybe a little bit more on the side. And we could also, what I don't like so much is really how everything is kind of like really aligned. So I'm going to grab that moon and just like move it a little bit up. I just feel like it would be a bit more interesting if not everything were completely standard. And yeah, I'm gonna have it. Yeah, oops. I'm gonna undo that. Kind of like leave it there. All right, this is it. Probably would play even longer for this, but I just wanted to go through some of the key steps here, and done is our scene. If I now run this here, maximize on play, we're going to activate that, and we're going to play it, and playing gives you obviously the nicest kind of rendering. It does look cool. I think I did a good job here. And so that's it.